Have you ever thought about how something as ordinary as an egg can quietly transform your health when eaten consistently? We crack them open without a second thought. Mix them, scramble them, fry them, yet few foods pack so much nutrition in such a small package. So what happens if you make a simple commitment? 2 eggs every single day for 30 days? It sounds easy, maybe even boring, but over time this one habit can create a cascade of small, measurable changes throughout your body. From your energy and metabolism to your brain, your skin, and even your mood. Let's explore that journey together, starting from day one, and discover how your body responds as the days turn into weeks. From the moment you take that first bite, your digestive system springs into action. Inside each egg is a perfect mix of protein, fat, vitamins, and minerals that your body immediately recognizes as high-value fuel. The egg white contains albumin, a nearly pure form of complete protein that includes all 9 essential amino acids. These are the tiny building blocks that repair your muscles, synthesize enzymes, and support the production of hormones. The yolk, meanwhile, holds a golden reserve of nutrients: vitamins A, D, E, K, B12, folate, iron, phosphorus, selenium, and the famous compound called choline, a brain-boosting nutrient that helps build the membranes of every single cell in your body. When you eat 2 eggs together, you're giving your system about 12 grams of complete protein, roughly 10 grams of healthy fat, and a nutrient density that's difficult to match with most other breakfast foods. Within hours, your stomach slowly releases that protein and fat into your bloodstream, keeping blood sugar levels steady. Compared to a typical high-carb breakfast, toast, cereal, pastries, eggs deliver longer-lasting energy, fewer hunger spikes, and a calmer, more focused morning. You start to notice it after just a few days. No mid-morning crash, no desperate grab for coffee or sugary snacks. As the first week passes, those small biochemical shifts become clearer. Your body uses the steady supply of amino acids to repair daily wear and tear. Your muscles, even if you don't work out regularly, receive a constant flow of raw materials for maintenance. Protein also supports the production of enzymes and immune molecules, meaning your defenses subtly strengthen. The fats in the yolk provide building blocks for hormones like testosterone and estrogen, helping stabilize mood and metabolism. And because eggs are one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D, you begin replenishing a nutrient that many people unknowingly lack. A vitamin linked not just to bone health, but also to immune function and emotional stability. By the end of week 1, you might feel fuller after meals and experience fewer cravings throughout the day. That's because eggs promote satiety, the sense of satisfaction that tells your brain you've eaten enough. The combination of protein and fat signals the release of hormones like peptide YY and GLP-1, which reduce appetite naturally. For anyone trying to manage weight, this single habit can make a difference without conscious calorie restriction. You simply eat less overall because your body feels content. Now, let's move into week 2, when the benefits begin to show on the outside as well as the inside. The nutrients in eggs contribute to healthy skin, hair, and nails. Biotin, riboflavin, and selenium work together to support the production of keratin, the protein that gives structure and strength to these tissues. Over the second week, as new cells form, they have better nutritional building blocks, resulting in smoother skin texture, stronger nails, and shinier hair. You might not notice it overnight, but it's the kind of slow improvement that becomes apparent when you realize your hands look healthier or your hair feels thicker. Meanwhile, inside your brain, something remarkable is happening. Each yolk contains about 150 milligrams of choline, and 2 eggs give you roughly 300 milligrams, close to half the daily recommended intake. Choline is essential for creating acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that governs memory, learning, and muscle control. Over days and weeks, your brain benefits from this steady supply. You may find that your concentration sharpens, your ability to focus lengthens, and your thoughts feel clearer. While this isn't a brain hack miracle, it's the natural result of consistent nourishment. Modern diets often lack choline, so reintroducing it daily can feel like oiling the gears of cognition. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: cholesterol. For years, eggs carried an unfair reputation as a heart risk food because each yolk contains about 186 milligrams of dietary cholesterol. But here's what we now know: the cholesterol you eat has far less impact on blood cholesterol than once believed. Your liver produces cholesterol naturally, adjusting its output depending on how much you consume. For most people, the more you eat, the less your liver makes. Numerous modern studies have shown that eating up to 2 eggs a day doesn't raise the risk of heart disease in healthy adults. In fact, eggs raise HDL, the good cholesterol that helps clear LDL, the bad cholesterol, from your arteries. So rather than clogging your system, moderate egg consumption often helps maintain a healthier lipid balance. As you continue through week 2, your digestive system also starts adapting. The proteins in eggs are highly bioavailable, meaning your body digests and absorbs them efficiently. This can help regulate gut health, as amino acids feed the cells that line your intestines. Combined with fiber from fruits or vegetables eaten alongside eggs, digestion becomes smoother and nutrient absorption improves. Some people even report reduced bloating or better regularity after switching to a more balanced, protein-rich breakfast. Approaching week 3, the deeper changes start to anchor in. Your metabolism is quietly recalibrating. Because your body is now used to a reliable source of protein and healthy fats each morning, blood sugar swings become less frequent. Stable glucose levels mean steadier mood, fewer crashes, and less fatigue. If you exercise, you'll notice your endurance and recovery improving. Eggs contain leucine, an amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis, the process of repairing and building muscle fibers. Even small movements, from walking to climbing stairs, are supported by this nutrient flow. Your muscles recover faster and perform better, which over time contributes to increased strength and resilience. During this same phase, the benefits for your immune system deepen. Selenium and zinc, found in eggs, support the production of antioxidants that protect your cells from oxidative stress. Vitamin A strengthens mucous membranes, which are your body's first line of defense against bacteria and viruses. A consistent intake of these micronutrients keeps your immune system more responsive. Not in a dramatic way, but in the quiet, reliable way your body maintains balance when nourished properly. By the end of the 3rd week, you might start to feel different in subtle ways. Your morning hunger feels predictable, your energy levels are even, and your focus holds steady through the day. You might notice improved workout performance, better skin clarity, or just an overall sense of vitality. The consistency is key. It's the accumulation of small daily inputs that leads to visible results. As week 4 begins, your body is now fully adapted to this new rhythm. The nutrients from eggs are circulating efficiently, supporting everything from hormone regulation to neural health. You may find that your mood is more balanced. That's partly due to the tryptophan found in eggs, an amino acid that helps your brain produce serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter. It's also a reflection of stable blood sugar, better sleep quality, and less nutritional stress overall. But even as you enjoy these benefits, it's important to remember moderation and context. If your diet includes plenty of vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats, 2 eggs a day fit beautifully. However, if your overall diet is heavy in processed foods, excessive saturated fat, or low in fiber, you won't see the full benefit. Think of eggs as a foundation, a nutrient-dense building block, not a standalone fix. Combine them with colorful produce, whole grain toast, or a handful of greens, and you create a balanced meal that supports long-term health. By the time you've been eating 2 eggs a day for around 2 to 3 weeks, your body has already learned how to make good use of this steady nutrient source. The first few days were about adaptation, your metabolism adjusting to new macros, your appetite finding balance. But now, your internal systems have settled into a comfortable rhythm. This is when the deeper, longer-term benefits of consistent egg consumption really start to unfold. Every organ system, from your brain to your heart, depends on specific vitamins, minerals, and amino acids to function properly. Eggs happen to contain nearly all of them in small, harmonious doses. Take your brain, for instance. The combination of choline, B12, and folate, supports the production of neurotransmitters that help you focus, process information, and stabilize your mood. Your neurons rely on the fatty compounds in egg yolks to maintain their protective sheaths, kind of like insulation around electrical wires. Better insulation means smoother, faster communication between brain cells. Over several weeks, this may translate to more mental endurance, less fog in the afternoons, sharper recall, and easier concentration on complex tasks. For older adults, this consistent supply of choline and B12 can also help protect against age-related cognitive decline. Now, let's travel from the brain down to the heart, because this is where a lot of myths have lived for decades. The narrative that eggs cause heart disease originated from outdated research in the mid-20th century, long before scientists fully understood how cholesterol metabolism actually works. Modern evidence paints a different story. Eating eggs in moderation, 1 to 2 per day, does not increase heart disease risk for most people. In fact, eggs can improve several markers of heart health. The HDL cholesterol they raise helps remove excess cholesterol from your arteries. The omega-3 fats found in pasture-raised eggs can help reduce inflammation and improve blood vessel elasticity. Even the cholesterol in eggs plays a functional role. It's a raw material for making hormones like estrogen and testosterone, and for repairing cell membranes. Of course, balance is everything. If you're eating your eggs fried in butter with bacon on the side every day, that combination of saturated fat and processed meat could cancel out some of the benefits. But if you're pairing your eggs with avocado, sautéed vegetables, or whole grains, you're creating a breakfast that nourishes your heart instead of burdening it. Something else begins to happen around this stage. Your liver starts to benefit from the choline in eggs. Choline helps transport fats out of the liver, preventing the buildup that can lead to fatty liver disease. It's like giving your liver a small maintenance crew each day to clean up excess fat. This effect is particularly useful for people who consume moderate amounts of alcohol or have diets high in sugar, since both can contribute to fat accumulation in the liver. Over the course of several weeks, consistent choline intake from eggs can improve liver enzyme levels and reduce inflammation, creating a cleaner, more efficient metabolic environment. Meanwhile, your eyes are quietly enjoying protection from the antioxidants in eggs, particularly lutein and zeaxanthin. These yellow-orange pigments collect in your retinas and act as natural filters against blue light. In an era when so many of us stare at screens for hours each day, this is no small benefit. These antioxidants protect delicate eye tissue from oxidative damage, helping to prevent long-term conditions like macular degeneration and cataracts. It's one of those invisible benefits you don't feel right away, but will be grateful for later in life. By week 3, most people also notice differences in how their digestive system behaves. Because eggs are gentle on the stomach, they're often used in clinical nutrition for people recovering from illness or surgery. Their protein is easy to digest, and the fats in the yolk help stimulate bile production, which aids in fat digestion. Over several weeks, you may notice that your gut feels calmer. Combined with high-fiber foods like vegetables and oats, eggs help maintain a healthy balance of gut bacteria by ensuring the intestinal lining gets enough amino acids to repair itself. You might also begin to see small changes in your metabolic efficiency. The B vitamins in eggs, B2, B5, B6, B12, and folate, play crucial roles in turning food into energy. This doesn't mean eggs speed up your metabolism in the sense of burning calories faster, but they make your metabolism work better. The energy conversion processes in your cells become more efficient, resulting in smoother energy throughout the day. If you used to experience post-lunch sluggishness or mid-afternoon fatigue, this is the stage when you start to notice that those dips are milder or gone altogether. Let's also talk about inflammation, because this is where nutrition often works quietly in the background. Chronic low-grade inflammation is linked to everything from fatigue and joint pain to heart disease. The nutrients in eggs, particularly selenium and vitamin D, help regulate inflammatory pathways. When eaten as part of a balanced diet, eggs can actually help lower inflammatory markers over time. The caveat, again, is that your diet's overall quality matters. Pair eggs with antioxidant-rich vegetables and healthy fats, and the anti-inflammatory benefits increase significantly. At this point, you may also start to notice differences in your body composition. Two eggs alone won't melt fat or build muscle, but they contribute to both processes indirectly. By improving satiety, eggs make it easier to maintain a modest calorie deficit without feeling deprived. The protein helps preserve lean muscle mass during weight loss, which in turn keeps metabolism from slowing down. If you exercise, your body now has a steady supply of amino acids to repair microtears in muscle tissue, meaning you recover faster and build strength more efficiently. You might feel stronger when you wake up, or find it easier to complete your workouts with energy to spare. One fascinating effect of consistent egg intake is how it influences your hormones. Dietary cholesterol and fat are building blocks for sex hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. When your diet chronically lacks these components, hormone production can falter, leading to fatigue, low mood, and decreased vitality. Over time, a modest intake of dietary fat and cholesterol from whole foods like eggs can help support hormonal balance, particularly in people who had previously eaten ultra-low-fat diets. This doesn't mean eggs are a cure for hormonal issues, but they can contribute to a stable baseline that supports your endocrine system. Moving into the fourth week, the final stretch of your month, you might be surprised by how normalized the routine feels. What began as an experiment has become an easy habit. You crack the eggs, hear the familiar sizzle, and feel a subtle sense of ritual. This rhythm itself is part of the benefit. When a healthy behavior becomes automatic, your consistency does the heavy lifting. Each day of repetition compounds the effects. Around this time, people often report clearer skin, brighter eyes, and slightly more even moods. That's not magic, it's biology. The steady intake of vitamin A supports skin cell turnover. The antioxidants protect against oxidative damage that contributes to dullness or acne. The stable blood sugar and protein balance reduce inflammatory spikes that often trigger skin flare-ups. Meanwhile, steady serotonin production from tryptophan supports a calmer, more balanced emotional state. You may even find yourself sleeping a bit better. Eggs contain small amounts of melatonin precursors like tryptophan, which your body converts into serotonin, and then melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate sleep cycles. Combine that with stable blood sugar levels and less caffeine dependence, and the quality of your rest naturally improves. Let's talk about one final internal transformation: your liver and metabolism working in sync. With choline aiding fat transport, vitamin D supporting hormone regulation, and protein fueling tissue repair, your body's major metabolic hubs, the liver, muscles, and endocrine glands, begin functioning more efficiently. This is what feeling balanced often means. Your body isn't overworking to correct deficiencies or swings. You wake up alert, stay energized, and wind down naturally. And perhaps the most underrated change after a month of eating 2 eggs a day is psychological, a renewed sense of trust in your own consistency. You've followed through on a small, sustainable habit. You've learned what real nourishment feels like. The change isn't dramatic like a crash diet or detox cleanse. It's steady, practical, and empowering. You realize that health isn't built from extremes, but from small, nourishing choices done daily. By day 28 or 30, your body has fully integrated this new pattern. Your blood sugar regulation is steadier, your cholesterol profile likely shows a favorable shift, your liver is more efficient at processing fats, your skin glows with improved nutrition, your digestion feels calmer, and your mind functions with a new clarity. 2 simple eggs have helped harmonize dozens of internal processes without complicated rules, expensive supplements, or elaborate diets. And all of this began with one choice: a quiet decision to give your body something real, natural, and nutrient-rich every morning. As the 30 days draw to a close, you may start reflecting on the subtle yet meaningful changes that have unfolded since day 1. 2 eggs a day might have seemed like a modest decision, too simple to matter. But by now, you've likely noticed how much that small habit influences the way your body feels and functions. Your mornings feel steadier, your cravings less erratic, your energy more consistent. Even your mood might have softened into a calmer, more balanced rhythm. What's really happening beneath the surface is a symphony of microscopic improvements, tiny adjustments at the cellular level that build resilience day after day. Inside your muscles, the steady protein intake continues to support recovery and growth. Every day you eat eggs, you're supplying leucine, isoleucine, and valine, the three branched chain amino acids that act like repairmen for your muscle fibers. This helps preserve lean muscle mass even if you're not lifting weights. And because protein increases the thermic effect of food, meaning your body uses more energy to digest and metabolize it, you burn slightly more calories just by processing your meal. It's a small boost, but over a month, that efficiency contributes to better metabolic balance. In your brain, choline continues to play its quiet, supportive role. Over the span of a month, steady choline intake helps maintain the structure of neuron membranes and supports neurotransmitter activity. Think of it like tuning a musical instrument. Your thoughts and reflexes feel sharper, smoother, and more coordinated. You may notice improved focus at work, or the ability to stay engaged in tasks that once left you drained. If you're a student or someone juggling multiple responsibilities, these small cognitive benefits add up to meaningful productivity gains over time. Your immune system, meanwhile, has been quietly reinforcing its defenses. Selenium, zinc, and vitamins A and D from eggs all contribute to immune cell signaling. That means your body is better prepared to detect and respond to potential infections. For example, vitamin D regulates immune responses, helping prevent both underactivity and overactivity, which is especially helpful in reducing chronic inflammation. While it's impossible to measure on a daily basis, this consistent nutritional support forms a stronger foundation for long-term health. By now, the improvements to your eyes, skin, and hair have also begun to solidify. The antioxidants lutein and zeaxanthin have been steadily accumulating in your retina, enhancing your natural ability to filter harmful light. Your skin's elasticity and clarity may look subtly better, not because of cosmetics, but because your cells are receiving better nutrition and hydration. Hair growth cycles also benefit from adequate biotin and B vitamins, which support keratin production and scalp health. You may catch yourself noticing that your hair sheds less or looks shinier under natural light, quiet evidence that your body has what it needs to thrive. Now, as with any nutritional practice, it's important to understand the context. Eggs aren't a miracle cure. They work best as part of a well-rounded lifestyle. If your diet still lacks fiber, vegetables, or hydration, those areas can limit how much benefit you see. The idea isn't to idolize one food, but to appreciate how nutrient-dense foods like eggs make it easier to meet your body's needs without complexity or excess. You could say that eggs are an anchor, a reliable daily food that stabilizes your nutrition, so the rest of your diet can revolve naturally around it. Let's talk about sustainability. After a month of this experiment, some people choose to continue the 2 eggs a day routine indefinitely, while others decide to scale back to 4 or 5 days a week. Both approaches are fine. The real value lies in consistency over time. You can continue the habit safely as long as you maintain dietary balance. Pair your eggs with vegetables, spinach, tomatoes, bell peppers, mushrooms, or onions, and you'll increase your fiber and antioxidant intake. Rotate the way you cook them to keep things enjoyable. Boiled for convenience, poached for delicacy, scrambled for comfort, or sunny side up for that familiar morning cheer. If you use oil, choose healthier options like olive or avocado oil instead of butter or margarine. The goal is to preserve the benefits while minimizing unnecessary fats or calories. At this point, you might wonder whether there's any downside to eating 2 eggs a day for months on end. For most people, there isn't. However, there are a few exceptions worth knowing. People with certain genetic conditions like familial hypercholesterolemia process cholesterol differently and should monitor their levels more closely. Similarly, individuals with diabetes may respond differently to dietary cholesterol, so personalized medical advice is best. And of course, anyone with an egg allergy should avoid them altogether. But for the general population, the evidence remains consistent. Moderate egg consumption, up to 2 a day, is safe, nutritious, and beneficial for overall health. One thing that's easy to overlook is how eggs affect your mental relationship with food. Because they're simple to prepare, inexpensive, and satisfying, they remove a lot of decision fatigue from your mornings. You start your day with a meal that's nutrient-dense, balanced, and repeatable. That consistency gives you more bandwidth for other things: your work, your creativity, your relationships. Health often improves not just from nutrients, but from the peace of mind that comes from routine. You're not guessing what to eat. You're not skipping breakfast or rushing out the door hungry. That predictability builds confidence, and confidence builds consistency. After 30 days, you've also learned something valuable about the power of moderation. In a world obsessed with extremes, cutting out carbs, avoiding fats, demonizing cholesterol, eggs remind us that balance is still the smartest path forward. They contain both fat and protein, yet they support heart health. They contain cholesterol, yet they promote hormonal balance. They're rich in nutrients but modest in calories. They're proof that real food, eaten in reasonable amounts, supports the body better than restrictive diets or synthetic supplements ever could. If you were to get a blood test after your month-long experiment, you might even see improvements. Your HDL cholesterol could rise slightly, your triglycerides might drop, and your fasting blood sugar could stabilize. Your liver enzymes may look healthier thanks to choline, and your vitamin D status might improve slightly depending on your baseline. None of these changes are dramatic, but they're steady indicators of metabolic health trending in the right direction. Let's take a step back and appreciate the bigger lesson. What you've done over these 4 weeks is more than just eating 2 eggs each day. You've practiced consistency, simplicity, and awareness. You've given your body a predictable source of nourishment and learned how it responds to being fed real food every morning. You've probably discovered that you don't need radical diets or miracle products, just a few smart, sustainable choices. And that realization that health is accessible, affordable, and achievable may be the most powerful transformation of all. So, what happens if you eat 2 eggs every day for a month? Your metabolism balances, your brain performs more efficiently, your immune system strengthens, your muscles repair faster, your eyes and skin receive better protection, your energy levels stabilize, and you gain a deep respect for the simple things that nature provides in perfect balance. 2 eggs a day don't just nourish your body, they quietly remind you that lasting health is built from small, steady habits, repeated with care. If you want to take this habit further, try using eggs as the foundation for creativity in your kitchen. Mix them with vegetables, wrap them in whole grain tortillas, bake them into frittatas, or combine them with healthy starches like sweet potatoes. You'll never run out of combinations, and your meals will stay exciting. For vegetarians who include eggs in their diets, this single food can cover much of the protein that might otherwise be missing. For athletes, it's an affordable performance food. For families, it's one of the easiest ways to introduce real nutrition to kids. The possibilities are endless when you start from something so simple. As your month concludes, take a moment to reflect. Think about the difference in how you feel compared to day one, not just physically, but mentally. Your mornings may feel smoother, your afternoons more productive, your evenings calmer. You might even find a small spark of pride in knowing you followed through. That sense of self-trust is worth celebrating because it's the same mindset that sustains every other healthy habit you'll build in the future. So here's the takeaway. Sometimes the most powerful transformations come from the smallest commitments. Eating 2 eggs a day won't make you superhuman overnight, but it can teach you something deeper about your body's capacity to adapt, renew, and thrive when given consistent care. That's what nutrition really is. Not punishment, not perfection, but partnership. The food you choose becomes a quiet conversation between your body and your intentions. And when those intentions are rooted in care and consistency, even something as simple as 2 eggs can become the start of lifelong wellness. As you close this 30-day journey, remember, you don't need radical changes to see results. You just need to feed yourself well every single day. 2 eggs at sunrise, a few minutes of mindfulness, a little bit of movement, and a commitment to keep showing up for yourself. That's how energy returns, how focus deepens, how health rebuilds. One simple, nourishing habit at a time. So crack those eggs, savor the aroma, and enjoy the quiet reminder that small, consistent choices often yield the biggest rewards. Your body has been listening all along.